You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show, the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. We don't have any new callers, but we got Uncle Rico. What's going on, Uncle Rico?
Yo, Ryan, it's your Uncle Rico.
Yo.
Like 2 days ago, I was reading this article, and they were talking about 4 guys the Packers might hire as special teams coordinator, and one of them was Devin Fitzsimmons, and the next one was Colt Anderson, and then Sam Sewell, whatever, and then Cam Achord. And as I read that article, I got to the part where it said, in 2023, Achord's squad gave up 3 kickoff return touchdowns. In 2024, they ranked 28th. Achord was fired along with head coach Jared Mayo after the 24 season. I was like, that's our guy. That's who we're getting. So I saw that one coming. So hopefully that works out. I'm going to get behind him and cheer. Go Achord. Yep. Rico out.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's if you want to hype them up, there's a path for that. You know, you can talk about the positives and all the different things. It's you know, if you angle it the right way, you know, if you highlight the certain things and ignore other things, you can always make something very positive. You can definitely do that with the negative though, and it's not very hard with this guy. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. It just it is what it is, and hopefully he's in the right spot with the right guys and does great things. We'll see.
Yo, Ryan, it's your Uncle Rico.
Yo.
You just got yelled at by 1265. Don't remind me not to. Yeah, so 1265, I love you. I'll never say anything you don't like because I don't want to get yelled at. LOL. Anyways, that was funny. But, yeah, then you're talking about, playing to win and LaFleur, whatever happens. So I don't care, if we're up by, I don't care if we're up by 2 or 7 or 27 or 57. And then they go into that, whatever that is, they go into it. They decide not to be aggressive anymore. It's the part that bothers me is I don't care if they score again. You're winning. You don't need to score again, whatever, if that's your mindset. But you got to hold on to the ball. That's what really makes me mad. They go 3 and out and it's not because they're not being aggressive. It's because they're being stupid. What? I don't never get that. Well, it doesn't make any sense. You want to win a game, you hold on to the ball. Well, we want to burn some time off the clock. The other team has 3 timeouts. You didn't do a damn thing besides nothing. Do what it takes. You got receivers, you got quarterbacks, you got tight ends. Is putting the ball in the air so scary that you're going to, oh my God, we could have a turnover. Then you have the wrong mindset. You shouldn't be playing football. I don't know what you should be doing. You should be playing chess where you can sit there and stare at the board until you figure out what to do. It's football. You go out and you get a first down. You put the ball in the air. This whole stupid thing of running the ball 3 times in a row when you don't have a freaking running game to begin with. And Packers aren't the only team that does it, don't get me wrong, but it's just the most ignorant thing. If you don't have any faith in your quarterback or your football team in general, then you shouldn't be doing it. It's like, now I'm getting mad. It's not even football season. This has been months since I've had to watch this, but it is, if I did, say what you want about Dan Campbell, but you guys got some nuts, man. So, whatever. Go, Pack, go. Keep possession is how you win a game. You don't win a game by giving the ball away, and you took 12 seconds off the clock in 4 plays. I'm going to punch you right in the face. All right, then. Rico out.
Well, yeah, and that does kind of come back to the aggression part of it too, where it's, you're so worried about, I don't know, not doing the wrong thing that you end up being too cautious. And I guess I don't know. I don't really know. On a play-to-play, time-to-time basis, it just feels like, I won't say this definitively, it feels like Matt LaFleur tries to do the smart thing. He doesn't want to be aggressive. He doesn't want to be cautious. He just wants to do what he thinks is smart. And I just think I think if you're winning, you just keep doing what's winning. You know what I mean? I think I know that could be a little bit more high risk. It might be irrationally high risk, but I'd like to just try it and see what happens. You're winning. What you're doing is working. Don't stop doing it. Whatever it is you're doing, just do that. Continue doing that until the game's over or until they figure it out. Nico.
Ryan, how the heck are you doing? This is Nico from Idaho.
Oh,
it's a beautiful Saturday morning, and I am watching. I'm driving to get stuff, and I'm listening to the after Dizark from last night, and I just called in because Uncle Rico was talking about big beefy men, but he didn't use that term. He used big athletic men, which I like. I think my term is better, big beefy men.
Sure.
Rico, feel free to use that term. I didn't patent it or anything. I think it's a great term. Big, beefy men should be said a lot, especially in reference to talking about football acquisitions in lieu of the defensive and offensive line positions. Also, I freaking love it when Rico rambles, you kind of rabbit trail. You talk about football, you talk about your grandma. You know what? Here's the funny thing is that I do that too. So I speak rabbit trail. So just so that you know, when you're rabbit trailing, right, and you maybe don't think it makes sense, I totally get you. I'm like, I know exactly what he's rabbit trailing about. So, hey, so here's my vote for big beefy man. I know, athletic, whatever. So, that whole, is he this, is he that? And people have is he just a good football player? I don't give a dang if he's 6'5" and 320, but he's a little slow, like TJ Slayton. Everybody raved about him, but he just looked like, no offense to TJ if you're listening, I do apologize. He just looked like a big dude that was just pushed around, and wherever his weight was falling, he went, I watched his college tape, I'm like, it just looks like he just is just running around and being a big guy and, hard to stop, but not hard to slow down, But if you're 6'5" and 320, that's cool, but if you're 6'2" and 295, but you are a really good offensive lineman, I'll take that guy. Yeah. I don't care if his arms are short, he doesn't have the measurables. Sometimes the guys that don't have the measurables are just really good at the football, right? But anyways, thumbs up again for big DC men. I'm going to go buy about, 10 pounds of carne asada and chop it up and season it and make it all lovely. And, hey, you guys have a wonderful day. I'm gonna go a little early. I'm not going to ramble much. Anyways, peace.
No beef. I'm gonna block beef from the show. Yeah, I think we've done a really good job of trying to figure out what traits you're looking for in prospects. It's you're a corner. You're probably better off if you look like this and you move like this and you do this and that and the other thing. And that's all true. That's all great. That's all wonderful. I think the issue is, all we're really talking about is handicaps. We're talking about if you have all these traits, then you've got a leg up. If you don't, it might be a little harder for you to be able to do X, Y, and Z. But we can't look at it from the standpoint of, this is just the only way to do it. If you don't have this, then you can't play. That's not it. It's just, if you don't have it, and you're a good player, maybe I'm going to be a little nervous, I got a couple extra questions about some things. But ultimately, again, I'll come back to the same thing I've been saying. You just got to be a good football player. If you're a good football player, that's the number one thing. And then the secondary part, we'll kind of worry about, he's got short arms, or he's got this or that or whatever stupid thing to worry about. But sometimes good football players come in all different shapes and sizes. So don't be afraid to go out and get you a good football player once in a while. It'll be okay. All right, we're going to have to take a break. We only have 6 more calls, and we'll do 3 and 3. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Okay, if I would have stayed on the phone for 2 more seconds, I would have rambled, because here's what popped in my brain. Ryan, you know how, Clayton and other podcasters do the thing where they have, 4 or 5 people, they each have the little box in the window, and they're all doing the podcast,
Yeah.
If you did that with me, Rico, and Benny, we would rabbit trail you to death.
Yep.
Anyways, I just thought that was funny. I wanted to share it, and that's it. And peace out, go Pecco.
That is 1,000% correct. The amount of rabbit trailing. I don't know if anybody can beat Beer Cheese. That guy is the GOAT when it comes to rabbit trailing. I don't know if he's ever made a phone call, ever, where there's 10 seconds left, and I'm like, okay, here's what he said, and this is my response. I'm gonna let him kind of, let his time run out, and then whatever. And by the time those 10 seconds are up, I don't know what we're talking about anymore. I forgot what he said before. I forgot what I was about to say. I don't know what the heck the new thing is about. He just listed 9 things, just rapid fire. Boom, 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 boom. Just one after the other, and my head is just freaking spinning. So he is gifted, uber talented when it comes to that, and I don't know if there will ever be another, to be honest. And that's not a challenge, by the way. Please don't.
Ryan, I have been saying all along, dude, and I've actually called in and gave you your kudos on just knocking it out of the park and speaking the truth and common sense. And I implored you to actually go get yourself media credentials so that you can lay it out there for these guys so they actually have to answer to what all the fans are thinking.
Right.
And you did it in your last podcast. You hit a home run. And all I can say is you need to make a mixtape, put it in your boombox, go stand outside of 1265, hold it over your head like the movie Say Anything, and just
Never
play
seen
it
that movie.
24/7 until somebody acknowledges what you're trying to say, because everybody in Green Bay needs to hear what you just put out there on that podcast that works at 1265. You said what all of us are thinking. We're tired of the BS. We're tired of the same old, and running it back. And our gut actually was right. The players, when they're able to say something anonymously, they're telling the truth. They're not giving these guys, the grades that maybe they thought they earned.
Right.
And I don't think they earned it. I honestly would have graded them worse. Be honest. I think a lot of people would. We're tired of the pitiful excuses. And I just want to say thank you for telling the truth. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, again, I'm not trying to be freaking negative Nancy over here or anything, but it just I don't know how else to view things the way that they've been coming out lately, and that's just another example. And again, I don't know how you guys feel all about all this stuff, and I'm trying not to overblow anything. But, man, that was just, when I saw that, especially the specific grades for Bisaccia, man, I was like, you sons, that got me pretty good. And that was one of those where I just got to push record because I'm freaking pissed and I got to get this off my chest. So, yeah, that's frustrating to see that, because there's no way there's no spinning that. If Bisaccia was what everybody said he would have had the highest grades, nowhere near the nonsense grades that he got. That was pitiful. It wasn't even top half in the NFL. So, Garrett, always appreciate you, dude. You're always gassing me up. I need that. I need that today, especially. Today sucks. That's not your guys' problem, but today's just been one freaking thing after another, just getting kicked in the freaking gut, and I've just been kind of powering through it. But didn't know I needed that until just now. It felt good. I needed a freaking W, and I can always count on Garrett. TJ from Alabama, what's up?
Hey, Ryan, TJ from Alabama. You were talking a few days back on After Dark, kind of the all gas, no brake concept, how many points can you score in 4 minutes, yada, yada, yada. And, as you started going through there, you also start realizing that, it's got to, no timeouts, a minute and a half left, up by 3 scores. Okay, that feels pretty good. Almost everything else is not enough. It's never enough.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. But then also thinking about Matt. And Matt kind of strikes me as a guy that wants to be a certain way, but by his nature is not a certain way.
Yeah.
And then falls back on his nature. So, Matt will say all gas, no brake. Matt will say scared money don't make money. He'll say those things, and it strikes me as that he believes them.
Right.
But he is not them. Because history just proves, like, he'll dip his toe in the water against Denver, and I know, Ryan, you don't remember that we even played Denver, but nonetheless, we did play Denver, and we were up by 9, and it was early in the second half, and we went deep to Christian Watson, which was not a bad play call, and was not a bad play, at least in my recollection of the play, because if Jordan, not blaming Jordan, but if Jordan throws it up there another yard, foot and a half longer, it goes over Patrick Surtain and into Watson's hands. Everybody's celebrating. Everybody's, look at how aggressive Matt LaFleur is. He's a genius, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as something bad happens, Matt seems to, I don't know, it just looks to me that he starts crawling into his shell a little bit and gets in the defensive mode. And like, he wants to be aggressive. He thinks aggressive is the right way to go, but his nature is kind of not. And that's the way it seems to play out. Like, he'll dip his toe in the water and then he'll pull it back and yada, yada, yada. It's almost like, I know that I would like to eat healthier. I know it's better for me. I know it's better for my, blah, blah, blah. I lose some weight, whatever the case may be. I know it is better, and I would like to eat better, and yet I will order fried cheese curds at lunch kind of thing, because that's kind of just where I am right now. And so, I don't know, just rambling, kind of what you think as far as, what is Matt's actual nature versus what he says, or do you think he is just bullshitting and he doesn't really believe what he says? Yada, yada. But it does seem like the team does play off that a little bit, because the team also seems to let their foot off the gas. All right. Thanks, Ryan. Go back. Go.
Well, I think you're right, and I think that just kind of, I think it's just a good point in general. It's one thing to know the right thing. It's another thing to be able to do the right thing. And I do think that there are certain coaches that have strengths and weaknesses. I mean, I don't think I know. We all know that. And what do you do when the answer is something that's outside of your control? You gave a perfect example with trying to lose weight, right? Or trying to be more, responsible or diligent or whatever the case may be when you're a procrastinator. Again, it's not that he doesn't know what to do. It's just that it's not in his nature to do it. It also just could be that it's, not, he's not the best at getting his guys in a position to do the thing that is what needs to be done. Like if he wanted his team to be much more aggressive and much more violent, for example, what could he do? Well, he'd have to tell them. Well, how would he tell them? You know what I mean? Like, how convincing do you think he could be in that? So, again, we can't know anything, but I think that makes perfect sense. I think it's very easy. I mean, it's another perfect example. We, a lot of times, can see the answer. But could I fix it? Could I go in there and be the head coach? And no, I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't be able to get it done. I wouldn't be able to get the players to do it. Knowing the answer is easy. Knowing how to get there is an entirely different thing. Very good point. All right. We'll take our final break. We've got 3 calls, 2 from Uncle Rico and 1 from Squiddly Diddly.
Yo, Brian, it's your Uncle Rico.
What's up,
it's Sunday morning. I just listening to you talk, and you keep forgetting names.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to let you know, buddy, you're not alone. I say those same things all the time. Man, I can't remember this person's name. I'm so stupid. I'm such an idiot. What the heck's wrong with me? Blah, 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 blah. So, dude, I feel you. I just want to tell you that, and that if I find an answer to this quandary, I will definitely let you know. I don't know what it is.
It's also just getting so much worse. It's just annoying. I mean, it's, you always joke around like, oh, I set something down, I don't know where it is. And that's always been a thing in my life, probably for most people's life. The shocking ability to set something, I mean, it's like a magic trick. I will set something down. I will not move from that area, and I can't find it again. I set it down in the kitchen. Okay, it's here. I know it is because I never left the kitchen, and I just set it down within the last 10 seconds. And I'm looking everywhere. I cannot find it. And then to make it even worse, about probably 7 times out of 10, it is right out in the middle of like, it's right here. It's right in front of your freaking face. And it's like, dude, I'm telling you, it's impossible that it was there. It's impossible that it's been there the whole time. It freaks me out how just pathetic my brain is.
I oftentimes tell myself I have too many things to do and too many things to worry about, and then, you get freaked out like, dude, am I getting freaking Alzheimer's or dementia or something?
Seriously.
What's going on? I need that little pill like that one dude was taking in that one movie, and he just knew everything all the time. Where's this pill? I need this pill. Anyways, I just wanted to let you know that you're not alone, and I don't have an answer to this problem, but I'm here, buddy, if you want to talk about your brain, because my brain is messed up. So, all right, then. Dude, hang in there. Rico out.
Well, again, a very needed phone call on a bad day. You guys are always just looking forward to Packernet After Dark. Every once in a while, 1265 will yell at me, but otherwise, you guys always got my back. I appreciate it. All right, Uncle Rico part 2.
Yo, Ryan, it's your Uncle Rico. I didn't remember. I had to look it up. But things like that. I can't remember things I should remember, like the movie Limitless. It was the movie I was referring to where the guy takes the pill.
I did want to watch that.
It's a pretty cool movie if you've never seen it. They made it into a series, which I didn't watch the series, but the movie was pretty excellent, I thought. Pretty cool. Limitless. Anyways, if you discover the Limitless pill, hook me up. Rico out.
I never watched that, but I wanted to. I don't think it got super good reviews, if I'm not mistaken, which is the one thing that kind of... But I love the premise of the movie. It's one of those things where, if AI ever does get like super good where I can like make my own movies, that would be kind of the direction I'd love to go, because that is a cool premise to play with. There's another movie I saw actually too, since we're on the subject and since we're flying through, we got one more call. I forget what it was called. And the first half of the movie was incredible. I think it had Matt Damon in it, maybe? Somebody super famous was in it. But it was like the concept was that they shrink you super, super, super small, and you go live in like super, super, super Smallville. And it's dope because everything costs, they shrink you down to like 500th of the size or something, or maybe even smaller than that, 1,000th. So everything costs, or most things cost like 1/1,000th. You use like 1,000th of the electricity. You eat 1/1,000th. I mean, think about like one steak is like 2 years worth of steak supply. You know what I mean? So you're buying all kinds of stuff. So and you're working, and you're making a bajillion dollars basically because you can work some nonsense minimum wage job, and it's because it's like 1,000x $10 an hour is basically like $10,000 an hour or something. And I was like, this is a freaking sweet, and it kind of like explores like what would happen and how. I'm like, this is a cool concept for a movie. Well, of course, we can't just keep it as a cool movie. It turns into like, there were some people that like smuggled themselves in a cereal box, and because they're like undocumented, they can't like get jobs, and so they end up working as like housekeepers for these people, and they live off in like this poor section. It's like, first off, that doesn't even make sense. They would still be massively rich. Even if you're working as a housekeeper for somebody making like $5,000 an hour or whatever the wage is, you're going to get paid a stupid amount of money. But it just had to become this whole thing about we got to like lecture everybody about stuff. And it's like, come on, man, this was such a cool concept. Can we just explore this without turning this into like a lecturing session? So anyways, I would love to make a part 2 or a new version of that, because it's a very fun concept. And again, the movie, the first half of the movie was fantastic. I don't even think I finished the second half of it, but first half was very good. Squidly Diddly.
Hey, Ryan. It's Squidly Diddly. Been a long time, but yeah, you were losing me for a while with all this talk about whatever and this and that, but your Rich Bisaccia rage, that really hit home, and I really like it. And yeah, keep doing it. I'm gonna keep on listening. Bye.
I'll you know what? I'll take it. Sorry to hear I was doing something to lose you. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but glad to have you sticking around, Squidly Diddly. And obviously, I have no idea what the future holds as far as my opinions on things, because I don't know what the heck we're about to do. But I'm hoping. Obviously, I'm not hoping to lose you as a listener, but hopefully there isn't going to be just a bunch of me angrily ranting about stuff, because things are going to start going in a much more positive direction. But we'll have to see how that goes. By the way, if you haven't noticed, we've got a new contributor here by the name of Big Sal. So if you're looking for angry rage content, Big Sal's your guy. Okay, well, that's it for calls. Please get your calls in, 608-501-0718. Really do appreciate all your support. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.